Probably why everyone said, do not take this cat home. He's evil. You're not having a great day, as usual. That's terrible. But it's raining. How can you have a bad day when it's raining? Me. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, and you don't have an umbrella. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Ooh, next to a fireplace in the rain with some lo-fi in the background. Heck yeah. You can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when, oh, the littlest meow ever. There are only a few people around on the street. Dude, if a human can convincingly meow like that, I want them as my best friend. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. This weather must be intense. But none of them react to the sound at all. You're telling me nobody knows the cat meowing out of nowhere. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley in a big cardboard box. The cutest little kitty ever. We need a name for you now, right this instant, immediately. I want to call you Rufus. It goes with Milo pretty well, and you're completely opposite. Do you have a name for Rufus? My second name was Lucifer, but that was too generic. I can't deny you. Your yellow eyes are just... they're in my soul now. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Why are we shaking like an earthquake? So cute. I imagine the guy in the story is just like, you've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. How dare you? But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. They do. They already do. We know it. We're cat owners, man. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord until he wants catnip. Or, I guess in Jesse's case, screaming downstairs at 4 in the morning because he has nothing else to do. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? I mean, good point. They said the same thing about babies. That's really dark. Oh, that's so dark. The cat doesn't answer you. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you. It's just saying, please adopt me, please. As if waiting for you to make the next move. How can you ignore those eyes? Take cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Yay, Rufus is happy! You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You should probably clean him first so you don't have fleas. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as you press it into your chest. Oh, why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. The girliness overload is like off the charts right now. You'd think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, he's claiming you. He is now your overlord. You said you wanted one. Congratulations. Let's get you out of the rain, okay? Yep, Milo, we need to get you another brother. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment that's about to be completely shredded. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tap up on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. Rufus, dinner! It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food, and completely ignores it. Oh, don't you be picky, mister. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. Put him to work. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard. Oh, no. This is not going the way I like. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. And tomato. Don't forget a tomato. Tomato sliced! That's not the only thing that's sliced, I'm assuming. You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. I wasn't wrong, I just thought the cat was coming after me. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Hee hee, don't worry, I'm alright, it was just an alarm! What do you do for exclamation points? Shock and awe! You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. Rufus, are you a vampire? You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. That's not creepy at all. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Really? Maybe he thought it was tomato. I don't know. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Humans, you're just not used to seeing a human being eaten. That's it. Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Very true, right? That cat is a demonic meow. He's like, I'm charged with the blood of my elders. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. He just stole your protein. He's not in need anymore. He's feral and he's eating blood. Sorry, Milo. If you're feral and eating blood, get out of my house. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? I would not be able to sleep because I'd be afraid that this cat is going to come from my carotid or something. Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. I'm telling you, the cat is a bloodsucker. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. He doesn't like fish, and he's very angry about that. I swear he's trying to talk. Did he just slap me? Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Thank you! Your noodle is cooking. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and... I hope that's the power going out. Alarm, alarm, alarm! Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find it's out of batteries. Your cell phone needs double A's or something? You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving it out earlier. The outing that had been so spur of the moment that it no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. ... It's quiet. Too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? The cat cut the power. Sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Alarm, alarm! Holy crap, that clock is saying kill. And I see a 666 in there somewhere. And a 3, and a 444, and a 12. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. And it says help. Holy moly. I see a new message every time I look at that clock. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. The cat ate a battery. That's the only explanation. And going completely haywire. Cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. The eyes are glowy. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But... Sparkle, 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 sparkle. As soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round, inky pits. Who's messing with my light there, mister? The flashlight flickers. Oh no, he stole all of the power. And it's gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. I hear my heartbeat. I don't know if it's mine or the game's, but I hear it. How's the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment. I would be hauling ass out of that basement place. But you feel as if the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. It's the cat. I should have named him Lucifer. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response. like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath, but you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you, you can already feel its impatience. Are you saying its eyes are like black now? They're not yellow anymore? Oh no. I bought a panther. I'm pretty sure I bought a panther. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered, "Let's play." Oh, I was not expecting the creepy voice. It sounded like somebody was walking on my shoulders, right into your soul. A little bit. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. Now you realize it. I think he was hoping to see if the cat would ask him to be friends, quite honestly. And when the cat said no, now he decides to run away. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement. Of action! You're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tingle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. Alarm, alarm, alarm! I must have fallen on my face. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. Ow! I must have broke my foot or something. At first you think you're broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. Did this cat just scratch me? You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor as if it had been kicked. A knife. This cat just stabbed me. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what? In regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. It's still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the ... He's just now realizing he picked a literal demon up off the street. You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. And those yellow eyes, he said, "I'm coming to get your soul." When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. It's stalking. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. He's doing the fancy walk when he knows he got caught doing something wrong. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. Because he said, I know what I want and I got what I want. And bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Oh, I can hear it. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. He's licked that knife completely clean now. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in. Licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Question? Blood? ... I feel like this cat's about to talk to me. Mano y mano, mister. Mano y mano. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. The blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding! Really? The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. I was nice enough to give Rufus a home and he tried to kill me again. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. Oh, he's made little footprints. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over and nobody's helping you. You've got your whole neighborhood staring at you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. It's the cat. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what's behind you? What in the world is behind you? His owner! Oh, I have to turn around. Do we look? Oh, this is a hard decision. Do we look behind us and see what's and possibly have a heart attack, or keep running and never know, and then that thing may catch up with us? What would you pick? I have no idea what the right answer is. Look behind us. I'm gonna trip on my face again, guaranteed. Interesting. How very, very interesting. It begins. Ending 0. Hold on a second. Wait a gosh darn second. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. We have a different beginning.